A family in the United States has sent back to Russia a boy they recently adopted from the country. A foster mother has sent 7-year-old Artyom Justin Hensen from Washington to Moscow, avoiding the legal procedure of returning a child. It's still unclear why the American mother abandoned Artyom, but in a letter she gave the boy, she says she was misled by authorities. Maria Finoshna has more on this sad story.
The boy, Russian citizen whose name is Artyom, indeed was adopted by an American couple 6 months ago, and indeed today he was sent back to Russia on a plane. But maybe what's most terrible in this story is that Artyom was alone. There was no any adult with him. He was not accompanied by anybody. He only had a short letter from his adoptive mother where the woman was saying that she did a mistake by adopting Artyom and now refused him. We have been able to speak to Russia's child rights ombudsman Astakhov. Let's now listen to what he told us.
The procedure for returning an adopted child has been violated. We face such situations when adopters return adopted children quite often within the first year. But nonetheless there is a procedure. They were to send a corresponding application to the guardianship bodies, social protection authorities in the US. In America there is a child service which is in charge of children protection, and they were to send a corresponding application. But the mother decided to make her life easier, as she writes in her application, and she says that she abandons the child because she does not want him to destroy her life, her family and lose her friends. She thinks that she has been misled as for what the boy was going to be like. But we have the boy's history and we can see that he is a normal boy and has got no mental or physical abnormalities. He is psychologically stable. Our task now is to find out what was the reason for the abandonment. The boy was taken to hospital in order to find out whether he has any diseases, signs of beating or trauma. So if he's fine, he will be in quarantine for 2 weeks, and after that he will be sent to a childcare centre.
The bit irony is that Artyom's adoption has been carried out through a special agency, an accredited agency which has all legal grounds and all legal rights to do that and has experience in this issue. And its representatives, who are usually monitoring the orphan's life in their new families, announced just 2 weeks ago that Artyom was okay, which is far from the truth, as we can see now. We have been able to speak to Andrei Fedorov, one of the representatives of Alaska International Adoption Agency. Let's now listen to how he has commented on this situation.
Every family should be screened, and they should get much more attention from social workers, especially in the first couple of years when the child just came to the family and he's just trying to adjust himself in this new environment. And of course it is a new environment for the parents too, so this situation should absolutely be under control of social services.
We haven't got actually any official reaction from Russian authorities, but I have to say that this recent case is just one of many adoption scandals with Russian orphans and American parents being involved. Just to remind you, one of the most recent cases took the life of the 2-year-old boy after his new father, American father, left him in a car, and with temperature outside reaching plus 30 degrees Celsius, it became so hot inside the car that the boy just died. And of course, as it usually happens after such cases, following this recent case with the 8-year-old Artyom, it's obvious that Russian legislators will reconsider the adoption procedure here in Russia and maybe change it to make it a little bit tough, especially for foreigners. There will be discussion, it is obvious, but I cannot tell you for sure how it will end and what it will end up with, because there are supporters of this idea, the idea to make it tougher for foreigners, but there are skeptics saying that new and tougher adoption rules may just frighten foreigners from adopting children in Russia.